Welcome back to Switch to Linux in partnership with Western Mountain Web Design to bring us more WordPress tutorials. So today we're going to be looking at WordPress themes. We want to look at the structure of the themes, what they look like, where you get them, how to install them, all of that kind of stuff. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to jump over to the WordPress, and then we're going to go ahead and look at various types of themes you might want to look at, and where to find them and all that kind of stuff there. So give me just a moment and we will go on over to our WordPress install. So here we've logged into our WordPress at example.com/wp-admin, and you'll see that I have the copy of the site over here. Now, we put in these images at the end of the last tutorial, and I don't really like those images, and I don't even really like how this site looks. I'm not a big advocate of this particular theme. So what we're going to do is I'm going to look at installing some different themes. So when you're talking about getting WordPress themes, there's a lot of different places you get themes. And I'm going to give you some advice and some warnings based on a lot of experience. Okay, so first, the most common place to find themes beyond a doubt is themeforest.net, which is part of the Envato market. I am not a big advocate of these themes, and there's a lot of reasons. The first major problem with these themes is they tend to be overkill for most people's websites. A lot of times someone will come to me with a website, they'll be like, I like this theme, but they don't even have 10% of the content you would need to properly build that theme out. And so what ends up happening is they get a theme that they don't really need. Hello, peoples. WordPress cat wanted to come up and say hi. Actually, he's the Linux cat, but and so what you can do here, though, there are times and there are places to use these themes. Now, another major disadvantage is a lot of these themes will be bundled with a bunch of premium plugins. And that means after your initial year of having the theme expires, then any updates to these themes you will have to keep buying again and again and again. Now, if it's a theme that you are happy with and you have no problem buying the theme over and over again, then by all means do that, but you want to do that. You will absolutely want to do that. And the reason is the most common plugins that I've seen packaged with these themes are Revolution Slider and Visual Composer. And both of those are massive, massive WordPress hacking targets. I have seen, in fact, the only sites I've ever had that I've personally managed that have ever been hacked were because Revolution Slider could not be updated because no theme support. And you'd have to go in there and constantly be rebuying the plugin in order to update it to the most recent version. So you end up with insecure plugins that are difficult to update. Now, you can, if you are really committed to that and you buy the extended packages and you plug in the purchase codes, they will auto-update like other theme packages will. But it is a big danger taking these on. So it is a source to get a lot of sites. You just come here to themeforest.net, type in, WordPress, whatever you're doing, maybe WordPress music if you're looking for some music type site. And you're going to get a lot of themes here that will be either blog types or they'll be, magazine types. So this one here is a magazines one. Your magazines themes usually have multiple different columns all over. I'm just going to right click one of those. You can see what it looks like and push the live preview button here. And this will enable you to see what the theme actually would look like if you build it out. So again, that's what this one looks like. Once again, a lot of people who come to me with a theme idea do not have nearly the content you need to build one of these out. These are very expensive, but for those that do have that kind of content, I generally would recommend a custom theme because I know everything that's in it, I know all the lines of code, and I'm not over dependent on plugins that will go out of date and become security holes. Why is it that Windows is a more insecure operating system than Linux? Inherently, it's because Windows has a whole lot more users. That means it's a larger attack vector. That's simply one of those things. Well, these ThemeForest themes have very wide attack vectors because they package the plugins. So you can see this one here. You can flip down and see what is built in on these various themes. Let's see. So this one actually does not have the plugins I was talking about, which is actually pretty rare. Most of them would have either that or Bantam would be another composer theme. I think it's Bantam. I can't remember. Okay, let's have a look at what's in these. So a lot of these here are going to be various plugins. Many of the plugins are going to be free that you can update forever, but there's a whole lot of them that will not be updated forever, that you have to keep rebuying either the theme or the plugins themselves to keep them up to date. These are, when we hear about a lot of WordPress hacks, a lot of the reason is somebody has purchased a theme from Envato, they do not want to keep repurchasing it, and they allow the thing to go out of date, and they get hacked. That's usually what happens. Now, the next place that you can get themes, you can get usually more of the free themes available. Just go to wordpress.org/themes, and you can see here you can just download a whole lot of themes. Now, if you're just looking for a simple, basic website, the one I actually give to a lot of my customers that want something really cheap is this theme here called Tempera. This guy here it's a nice theme. It's already mobile responsive. It has a nice, easy to edit and customize homepage. Maybe easy to edit. I'm not sure about easy to customize, but it has a nice homepage. It'll support blogs. It'll support pages. It looks attractive. It's mobile responsive, and it's big enough. It's free. So this is usually the one that I will install. So we're going to go ahead and download a copy of this right here, and I'm going to show you that there are multiple ways that you can download and install a theme into WordPress. For now, I'm going to save that. Okay, now if you're looking for just these basic free themes and this is what you want to stick with, the best place is actually to go into your administrative panel on your website, go under Appearance and under Themes. And then inside of here, there is this Add New button, so you can add a new theme. So you'll remember, though, that we deleted every theme that you were not using, and you always want to delete every theme that you're not using. Okay, so here we just clicked on these, and now this is just giving us a lot of updates, what types of themes are available. Now, if we know a type of theme we want to look for, we can search over here. So if I did want to install Tempera, I can actually search for it, and it should show up. Maybe it won't show up. It'll show up if I spell it right. I'm not sure I spelled it right. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. So here you can see where that is. But in my case here, we're actually just going to install a different theme. I'm going to use Tempera to show you how to manually install a theme. So here, let's look for something that looks decent. So this guy here looks nice. This Campus Light looks nice. The fact says light, almost, I'm thinking there might be a premium upsell in this. Now, this is one of the things that bothers me about WordPress, and I would really like to see the WordPress organization come down and fix this. A whole lot of things are like free themes, free plugins, but after you install it, it nags you to constantly be updating to a premium. I would really like there to be some system in place that I can see exactly what is free, exactly what is premium, and exactly what the price is. I'm not opposed to paying for a good WordPress plugin, but I don't want to download something under the expectation that it might work, only to have to pay more money for it afterwards. I don't mind paying the money, beforehand. I don't mind it if they tell me what the functions are, but we encounter that more with plugins, less with themes, but with themes a little bit as well. So we're going to go ahead and install this guy. So from the dashboard, just go ahead and click the install button. Now again, if your typical server, you will not have to do this step. Because I'm running everything on a custom built server, I will actually have to input this. Some of your older GoDaddy accounts, you will still have to use these. If you're on an older GoDaddy Plus account, you will probably have to do that. Most of your newer hosting accounts, you do not have to insert that password. All right. So now that you have installed it, it will install the theme, but it will not activate the theme. But as of the more recent versions of WordPress, you'll see that once it is installed, there is now an easy access activate button. So we can go ahead and turn it on there. If you don't want to turn it on there, you can still come back to your main themes under Appearance Themes, and now you'll see that we have two themes installed. One of them is the 2015 that is currently installed that we don't like, and one of them is the Campus Light. I can push the live preview button, and this will this will show you about what the thing is going to look like. Okay, so this is, looks pretty boring there. So what we can do at this point is we can save and activate. Now, usually what it will do is it'll give you this customize thing. So if you remember the tutorial from last week, we looked at this customize button. A few of the things that you will need to do, you will need to come back down and add your new menus. Okay, so you will actually have to add your menus. Changing themes does not add the menus back where they were. That's probably the only major thing you're going to have to do. So now that we've saved it, I can close this out. It'll take us back to our themes dashboard. So now you can see that should have activated. Yep, it did. Okay, I just had to refresh that page. So you'll see that now the campus light is activated. The 2015 is not activated. So now when I come back to my WordPress site, refresh the page, now it's going to give us our new theme style. So here is our menu now up in the upper right. Here is our example WordPress. Now you'll notice that the logo also did not come down. So let's go ahead and hit that customize and add that logo back. Go ahead and do that. So site identity, select a logo. I believe we were doing, we had two logos in here. I can't remember why we had two. Oh, one of them was cropped. Okay. Go ahead and use this one. Okay, save and publish. So now it gives us this. Now you notice that it cropped it out a little bit. I saw that. I didn't try and fix that. We're going to uncheck that so I can hide the display in the title line. Notice our site icon never changed, so that's good. And so now this is what our site looks like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the actual theme file that we had downloaded. So the Tempera theme was downloaded here. So what you have here is with the zip file, one of the ways that you can upload a theme is just with the basic zip file, is you can come into your dashboard. We're going to go back to our themes, and if you have the zip file downloaded, then under your Add New button, you should have the option to upload a theme, if it is still here. Oh, duh. Yep, it's at the very top. I don't use this option frequently, as you can tell. So click the upload the theme. You can now browse. Now you want to, what you want to do is you want to grab the exactly the zip file. You don't want to unzip the file or anything. So I'd grab this. Now it might prompt me for that FTP password, but there is another way of doing that. So I'm going to cancel that. The other way is you can extract your zip file. And this is going to give us the files here. So in any WordPress theme, the only real thing you absolutely have to have is this thing here called style.css. This will actually determine what the name is. I'm going to double click that. It's going to open us up in my Bluefish editor. So you can see up here, this is the theme name. So if you want to change the name of this, you can actually come up here and change the name. And then you can add some other different things. And if this is a child theme, there's some edits you can do in here, which we'll cover on a time if we ever do child themes. Okay, but you also might want to have a screenshot, which gives you just a brief update what the theme looks like. And of course, you're going to have an index.php file. And usually your index.php file just calls all of the other things that you need. All of the other stuff are things to make the theme work. But now that it is extracted, the other way we can upload a theme, and this will work on a theme or a plugin. So if you go to your root directory, you have WP admin, WP content, WP includes. We're going to go in on the content, go in on the themes, and you'll see the Campus Light and the 2015. All we are going to do is copy our Tempera into this directory. You'll see it'll upload. So now we have Tempera in there. So now if we go to our themes file, you'll see that now we have Tempera is also installed. So I'm going to go ahead and activate it. And then we will come over here to example.com. And you'll see that this is what the Tempera theme looks like. So now we'll want to go ahead and make some adjustments to this. So just come on down to do your customize. Okay, then we're going to want to look at the, let's look at the site identity. So this one here, it does not actually have the ability to upload an image. The Tempera, in the latest version of Tempera, I've used the previous versions, in the latest version of Tempera, they had to remove a lot of these functions and put them into the customize, but the customize does not allow the features that they need. So this is something you're going to get with almost any theme that you download, is you'll have a separate place to install things. In this case, I had to go in and install a plugin to get our various settings. So under our layout here, we can choose if we want a right sidebar, a left sidebar, double smaller sidebars. We can basically choose a lot of the settings. Here inside of this, we have our header image, which is kind of our banner. Our logo, this is the place where we need to update our logo. So we'll go ahead and grab a logo like this. And then our favicon will probably change. So we want to update our favicon with what we have there. We'll go ahead and save our changes at this point. There we go. So now we got our banner up there at the top. So the other items in here, we're not going to go through all of these because I don't necessarily want to go through and set up the entire Tempera theme. I just want to show you that some of the themes have, different ways of managing your settings and whatnot. So there we've looked at purchasing a theme, we've looked at free themes, we've looked at manually installing a theme, automatically installing a theme. Now the other option, the one I usually do if you're contacting me for a WordPress site, is I usually just build out a custom template. Because it gives you the best of all options. You get exactly what you want, but you don't get the extra stuff. I don't build with external plugins that particularly ones you have to pay for. So you end up getting a circumstance and a situation where the site is closer to what you actually want. So there is a brief tutorial on WordPress themes, what you can do with them, and all of those other settings. Again, if you do like what we are doing here and you want to help support the channel, you can find us on patreon.com, patreon.com/TomM. And there's also Amazon links down below. If you do need some help with a website, you can feel free to contact us at westernmtnweb.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux and using WordPress.